later at home. And then yeah, just feel free to mention something, Andrew, if you want to. Feels a little intimate tonight. So yeah, I'm just gonna dive in. I'm gonna say a couple things. I don't have that many announcements like regarding, people to reach out for small businesses, I should say, even though we did have that come up. It was like Saturday. I think it was Saturday where it was like support small businesses and everybody was saying that. So that was really sweet because a couple of people actually tagged me and I didn't even know what was going on if I'm honest. I had to play catch up, but I want to pay that forward by appreciating Johanna, who has a very really nice crystal shop. It's like an online store, and she calls it Lustrous Aura. So it's lustrous.aura, and she sells like these really beautiful curated, crystals, and she also creates jewelry, and she created a waistlet for me that has like the evil eye on it, and there's some that have like little crystals that are beaded all throughout the waistlet. So if you guys are looking for something like that, check out lustrous.aura, because she does really beautiful work and sells really beautiful crystals. Oh, I forgot to start sharing my screen so you could see my slides. That'll be helpful. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get started on this full moon eclipse that's in Gemini. This information is pretty crazy. Before I jump into what this full moon means, so just so you guys know, this happened last night. Well, early this morning at like 1:50 a.m. or 2 a.m. And the energy of an eclipse actually lasts 6 months. So I'm going to talk about what it is that you could be doing for yourselves regarding the moon. Otherwise, I also want to talk about some other important announcements. It's regarding activations that have been happening. Some of you might know this. They're known as portals. Or yeah, so there was an 11:11 portal, and now we're coming up on a 12:12 portal, which is the dates. So we had 11:11 being November 11, and now we're moving on to December, so that'll be December the 12th. And so these are it's very significant dates, and this is when like some really incredible energy is going to occur, and I kind of want to prep people on what they can expect. I'm going to go in full share mode on my slides. So some people have my email notification and they have a Zoom link. And so if anybody ever wants to see the slides, you can send me your email in my DM on Instagram, and then I can share my slides with you. Oh, here, presentation mode. Through. Okay, so the announcements are, let's go back. I need to backtrack because I didn't do a moon ritual since the 11:11 portal. So this was when we were getting activation codes sent to us that actually helped to guide us to a more higher and divine truth. So this was like an energetic boost where we were receiving higher consciousness, actually. So what this is pertaining to four pillars that are very significant. They're actually known as the archangelic pillars. So these are archangels. The four of them are Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. And so they represented the four pillars that we are kind of like stepping through, because they represented like a gateway, like a doorway, and they were helping us access our own information. That's really what this is about. It's about diving deep. It's about going within to find out our truth and what it is that we really want to tap into for ourselves. Like what kind of journey do we want to go on? I think a lot of people are in this mode of like, oh, I really want to, change circumstances or release the old, or this and that, whatever it is. And so these archangels were actually assisting with on the 1111 portal. I say portal, but for those who don't know what a portal means, it's just kind of like an energetic boost that you can get, that's provided through the current moment. I do feel like there's going to be a lot of verbiage for people who are not quite used to it, and I think I should elaborate on like what that means just for new people, but also there are going to be a lot of people who do understand. So don't be shy. If you guys have a question, just like reach out. I would love to make sure that everyone's on the same page. For everyone in my Zoom that can see the slides, I found this tarot card that like looks perfectly matched to what it is that I'm referring to. And it literally looks like this beautiful doorway that has like this like dual chrome mirror kind of vibe on the other side. And it's almost like if you step through it, you're like gonna like through this Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole situation. And I just think that it's really, really stunning and beautiful. And it represents exactly what this should be feeling like. It should feel like a different world, a different environment, different mindset, different perceptions that we're starting to embrace. And kind of also that like we're kind of being pushed into, if I'm quite honest. I think certain things we're not quite ready for, but so that's the being pushed kind of aspect I'm talking about. But other people who are aware might have been preparing for this, if you know what I mean. So I went back to the 1111 portal, and then on Thanksgiving, what ended up happening was there was a solar flare. So if people felt different this Thanksgiving than other Thanksgivings, just know that's accurate as fuck. Because on Thanksgiving, so a solar flare is when the sun produces a really strong flash in brightness. You actually can't visibly see this occur. I think you have to have very special, you know, like a telescope or something of the sort in order to see a solar flare. Um, but what this does energetically is produces this kind of like these, honestly what it is this DNA level symptom, excuse me, DNA level occurrence that activates us. So some kind of like symptoms, I'll say, that occur when a solar flare happens is feelings of heaviness, feelings of fatigue, pressure, dehydration. Some people feel vertigo, nausea. But other things that happen that are interesting is there might be some technical glitches. So if people actually had any issues with their phones, electronics, their cars, or anything like that, just know sometimes the solar flares create this energetic like activation. The other thing that happens is vivid dreams, especially sex dreams, and especially sex dreams with your ex. So if people have been having this, just know this is like it's an activation that's happening with you. You're actually being told some information because through your dreams, it's the easiest way for spiritual messages to come through. So pay close attention to what's occurring. What are you actually focused on? Are you focused on the intimacy of an interaction? Are you focused on the fact that it's a bedroom in your parents' house? Like, try to pinpoint aspects of these dreams and try to look it up because you're being shown messages for healing and for ascension. Some other things that have happened that might have been picking up for a lot of people, especially if they've been working on their spirituality, is their ears are ringing. I know mine has been ringing non-stop this whole month. I politely asked like back in June for them to kind of like simmer the ear ringing down quite a bit, but it's picking back up again. So just know like all of these symptoms are very normal. They're very typical for, an awakening process and an activation. So this was Thanksgiving. We're being called to try and rest, rehydrate. I know I was feeling extremely thirsty. Oh, and also, weird thing, I didn't even put this together until I read it. But you know how after Thanksgiving, you want to eat all the leftovers like aggressively? Well, I decided to actually tone that down. I felt intuitively that I wanted to really like reel that back and not eat as much for some reason. And turns out this is also an activation from the solar flare that happened on Thanksgiving. It just makes you like try to settle down a bit more. Sometimes when you eat too much, it's an overactive symptom of trying to feel grounded. So you don't want to be like overactive in your chakras. You want to be like balanced. So this could be, there's so many things that are happening right now. It's crazy, it's intense. Just do what you can. But rest, allow yourself to rest, give yourself permission to rest. The other activation I want to kind of like make an early announcement for is the 1212 portal. And that portal has like this sort of like bridge that connects to the 1221 portal. Here's why. So on December 12th, we're going to see kind of like a really big like shift or a lift in our vibrations. So we're really going to feel this need to really travel, probably travel deep within is usually what this means because we're in Sagittarius season, and Sagittarius season is highly connected to travel. Some people like to do that physically, others like to go within, considering we're still having to stay in place, due to COVID. We're probably going to do a lot of more within type travel. So I do think that we should be taking advantage of this time because there's still going to be this huge shift that we feel. And we're probably going to have this pull towards it as well. What we're collectively going through is a clearing process. So we're actually letting go of toxic debris it's going to allow for the space to bring in the new, to actually, there's going to be like a magnetism to the things that actually match us more appropriately due to the cleansing process that we're going to allow ourselves to go through. So get really excited for that. I know I am, because I've actually been waiting for this all year round. I keep looking up because I'm looking at a calendar that I have hanging on the wall, and I'm just seeing how there's so many different dates in December, just in December alone. There's just going to be a lot of activation codes. So you guys, like when things like this happen, you're gonna feel drained and you're gonna experience like very interesting phenomenon. So give yourself a break, especially during this season, because you're gonna want to feel the need to rest, and you're gonna want to also try to push yourself through this energy. But I highly recommend you give yourself adequate time to really let this sink in, because there's going to be a lot developing within the next month, all the way up until the new year. This is going to be allowing you to cut cords all over the place, and you're going to feel good about it. It's going to be healthy cord cutting. There's also going to be a mass awakening that's going to be on the 1221 portal. So just know, even people that maybe they weren't expecting it are going to have some kind of shift. You might see that you're going to be able to talk to a lot more different kind of people. And then funny enough, on the 1212 portal, that will actually be our last full moon of the year. So it's going to be really intense. And full moons are real, it's a very potent energy. So take advantage where you can, just as much as you want to make sure you rest. It's like this weird balance of like clear your energy, do the work, but then also rest. It's going to be crazy. So, all we can do is try. So diving into, so that's the end of the announcements part of like what's going on. Diving into this moon that we had this morning. See, we're in the phase after it reached its peak. So the energy is potent right now. So I'm going into the explanation of the elements of this moon. This moon, this full moon is known as a beaver moon. And oh, you're probably like, the heck? Well, the beaver moon is what the Native Americans called it, because back then what they knew was the time was getting close to winter and the lakes and the swamps would freeze up. So they knew that they had to lay out traps in order to get their supply of fur that they needed for the oncoming cold temperatures and the months ahead, you know. So that's the first name of for this moon. The second name usually is a frost full moon, and this is due to the cold temperatures that November brings. So just know that's a fun little tidbit. The other thing about this moon is interesting because usually, even though it's a very potent moon, it's not it's not close to the earth. It's actually further away. So really what this means for us is that even though usually we always go, oh, it's a full moon, people gonna be crazy. Well, this time around, we should actually be feeling a little bit more clear-headed. We should be able to communicate a little better, especially with it being a Gemini moon, right? And we should just probably feel a bit more balanced with our emotions, actually. So we should. I'm not saying it's a guarantee. I'm just saying that's the hope for all of us. Um, the other thing is that it was a partial eclipse. So that means that it was in this weird part where there's a shadow from the sun. So the sun is blazing. I usually have like little things I can use as a demonstration, but yeah. So basically the sun is shining on the moon, on the earth, excuse me, and the moon is on the other side, and it's in the shadow of the earth's shadow, basically. Oh, thank you, Daniel. He said, I am the sun. Shut up. Okay. So I miss you. Robert told me that you said hi. So hi. Anyway, sorry, tangent. So basically, this partial eclipse was not that visible, considering it's so potent. It was one of those things where like you still needed a telescope. There was something where like it got kind of dark once it hit its peak. So even though we are always like excited when we hear, oh, an eclipse, this one, we wouldn't be able to see it that well. So I hate to, raise your hopes on that. But doesn't mean that it's going to lack in potency. I'm going to go into that. Here's why. It's a Gemini moon as well. So this is the time, okay, usually Geminis are associated with the time of the year when the duties aren't that important. So really people can focus a little bit more on like exchanging family news or discussing techniques that could better their lives and their situations. This explains a lot because we have the ruling planet is Mercury, which is the planet of stimulation, communication, etc. So what we're seeing here with the Gemini moon right now is a little bit of like the ability to multitask, really. We have like duality, communication, speaking and writing, and anything that's going to help with any form of stimulation, especially if people are feeling a little restless. Multitasking is a great way to kind of channel that energy out. Also, fitness, you guys, if you're feeling compelled, I highly recommend doing some kind of fitness activity if you can. I know I have been, but I've had to switch it up. Like each day is different. One day I'll do dancing, cardio. One day I'll do yoga. And another day it's, like hit workout, body weight training, kickbox, just, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's a twofer. I'll do 2 in 1 just to like get that energy out and going. One quick second, just gonna all right. Yeah, Andrew's like, Yeah, Gemini. Yeah, Geminis. So I want to talk about the duality thing. Duality. If you guys have been feeling this, you might be into this vibe of the twin flame. Some of you might know this, some of you might not, but some of you guys might be dealing with a significant other and how the relationship is unfolding. Just know that is huge right now. But it's not meant to be a focal point like outwardly. It's not meant to be one of those things where like you're meant to have this transformational thing with somebody else. You know what it is? It's actually supposed to be a balance within. So just know we all have divine feminine and divine masculine traits. So when it comes to this whole like duality thing, it really has more to do with making sure you're balanced before you go about shedding your opinions with other people, especially significant others. I know I've been going through it, and if we're all connected, then everybody's probably going through some type of, relationship type deal. So just know I'm going to dive into that a little bit today. Probably there's going to be a group in here that's going to dive into that. So hopefully I'll bring some clarity when I get to the tarot portion. Diving into the aspects of the Gemini moon in deeper detail. I really want to talk about what this is really about. So, yeah, Leo vibes. Oh my God, yes, Daniel. So, I'm a Leo moon and I've been feeling that too. Trust. It's like this weird, like back and forth of being, I'm a Capricorn sun and a Leo moon, but I'm really feeling like both crazy. So with the Gemini moon, there is an intense focus on communication. So I really think that we're really being called to look at how we communicate. Especially if communication really hasn't been our strong point. Clarity is a big deal, especially with your twin flame or your relationships. Keep that in mind because there might be some things that we need to release and let go of in order for there to be better communication or more clarity. The other thing about this moon is that there's going to be a higher focus on your needs versus your wants. So, that distinction can be really challenging, especially if you've never really looked at things in that way. Like, what is it actually that I need? Sometimes you'll sit there and you'll pray for like something to happen. For me, it's like, oh, I really want to have a loving relationship, but then it will show up as something very different from what I thought. Like in my head, I'm thinking a romantic connection, but then it'll be like a really good best friend that shows up. And I really love that. I really do, because I think that spirit is trying to show you in ways that are actually healthier and more balanced, especially for us, like on this path of trying to grow spiritually. So just keep that in mind, being open to these positive changes that are happening, especially if you've been manifesting things and trying to bring in like law of attraction. It's also a really wonderful time to use this energy to help with health and protection. Protection is key. I've been seeing that message a lot. One way you can protect yourself spiritually, you guys, is by visualizing a orb of white light around you, especially, hi Amy, especially if you guys practice any form of meditation, even if it's like 2 seconds out of your day. Do a little close your eyes, just and visualize your little bubble around you. Protection is kind of huge, and I've been getting this message a lot. Also, usually I can tell protection's key because my eye twitches. And when my left eye twitches, eyelid, that means Archangel Michael is around. So Archangel Michael is the one that is a high protector. So just know he was, like I said earlier, and for people who missed the very beginning, the 1111 portal, Archangel Michael was one of the four pillars of that portal. So, very big information here and connection. because we're shifting into a new higher vibration. We're going to want to make sure that we're being very mindful and very careful of our protection of ourselves and our loved ones. So just keep that in mind. Hi, Daliana. Oh my God, everybody's coming. Everyone's visiting, even just for a second. I'm so glad. Thanks. Um, the other thing you might want to do with this moon energy, and just like with the things that are going on, you might want to journal, especially like, and people who don't like the physical journal, just like grab your phone and do a quick little, just jot a note or two, especially if you have things that are popping up for you, triggers, questions, enlightenment, like just waves of information that come in. Jot it down, and try to reflect back on it later, because I guarantee these are going to pop up quite a bit as we shift into high gear in a new world. I'm gonna call it a new world. We're literally at the cusp of entering the age of Aquarius. Like we're like right there. So new world vibes. So the emotional cycles might be popping up for a lot of people. This is like kind of the biggest part of the Gemini moon. It's, are you ready to release, or are you going to stay kind of stagnant? One other phrase I really liked was, a friend of mine said, a holding pattern. So sometimes if you're not quite ready to release and let go and accept the new, then you just kind of end up in this holding pattern, and it just feels like the same situation keeps popping up. And that's because you're really being called to look into it and see how, you know, this might be the lesson here for you, especially regarding relationships with other people or your personal soul journey. Like, are you following your heart? Are you doing what you want to do? Are you living your truth? Like, these are the big key things, you know, coming into the quote unquote new world. So we have eclipses really bring forward events that are part of our divine path. So change is very likely. So we just need to make sure that we trust the redirection, especially if it's a redirection that is like, sometimes there's things that happen that are really abrupt. And in the moment, it feels like, you know, it's like a tower moment. And so I just feel like people probably look at that and just go, oh my God, my whole world is falling apart. But then later on down the road, you look back and then you go, man, in retrospect, I really did kind of want to let that go. And so I'm kind of glad for that change, because if that didn't end, I wouldn't be here, which is better than over there. So just keep that in mind. You know, the more we open up to the things that are changing, the better things are going to get for us, actually. Especially, you know, it might just have to be one of those things. It's a in retrospect kind of thing. Sometimes it's really hard to see how things are playing out for the better in the moment, especially like while it's happening. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes it's hard to really see the truth. This emotional cycle that's popping up for us, it's asking for us to look into seeing like a deeper understanding of our blocks. Sorry, I'm just gonna shift this over because it's kind of in my way. Um, Understanding of our blocks, and then anything that is holding us back from the things we really want to manifest, just know that like we can actually unblock ourselves. The more work we do internally, the easier it is to open ourselves up to opportunities that we really desire and that we really want. So keep that in mind. This is what's happening. um, the lunar eclipse is going to bring unexpected events or unexpected news or unexpected revelations. So this is what's causing those huge shifts, but it's leading us to our soul's purpose and our greater destiny. The reason why everyone here on Instagram and everyone here on Zoom is even attracted to me is because we are all specifically connected to the same path. We're all being like kind of shifted, I guess I could say, into our greater destiny. We're all being called to look at that in a similar way. So trust that these are positive changes, even though it's really challenging. But just know it's challenging because we're meant to learn from these situations so they can actually make us stronger for the future and for what's to come. Right now, if you're going to do any meditation work, I recommend doing anything that grounds you. So, if you want to do walking meditations outside in nature, that's a really great way to ground yourself. Another thing you can do is recharge using water. I'm noticing that water is very significant at this time, especially because there's a lot of emotional challenges that are coming up. So keep that in mind if you want to play around with releasing with water. This could be using the shower as a way to release when it rains, going outside. Sometimes you could also cry. That's a really good one. And just trust that this change is the universe actually granting our wishes that our soul made some time ago. Now, it's funny because I actually had this realization recently because I really wanted to bridge the gap between psychic readings and like therapy sessions or like counseling or something like that. I really wanted to see how I can make that connection because something tells me that there really is a connection there. We just don't really want to like see it as that because it's not science. So that kind of came up more recently, and I'm really excited to look into that a bit further. Yeah, Lourdes, what? Go ahead, girl. Tell me. Lourdes is like, girl. Yeah, I want to hear. You let me know. All right. So anything that's coming up that maybe you had planned for yourself in the past and it's revisiting and you're like, "Oh yeah, I forgot that I kind of wanted to do this little special like little thing for myself." Yeah, just know that's not that's not coincidence, that's spirit. All right. One other final thing before I dive into the tarot reading. Yeah, Amy's like, yes. Okay, holla. Yeah, huge connections. I know. Mhm. Things have been so crazy lately, and I just have to speak my mind like off of what I see is happening right now. Um, Another thing that's a very good thing. No worries, Rochelle. Thanks for being here. um, I'm sorry, Neptune is now finally stationed direct. Remember, like my first moon rituals, all the planets were retrograde. Okay, so they're all finally starting to station direct, which is like it's saying everything we've been working on was like planting the seeds for everything that's about to unfold. So, Neptune, if you guys don't know like the planet Neptune, it's usually we associate Neptune with the god of the sea, but that like on a more spiritual level is connected to the imagination, fantasy, illusions, addictions, dreams, faith, all these things, spirituality, and anything in the higher realms and things that are unseen as well. So intuition, psychic ability, creativity, all these things. What's happening is now it's going direct. So everything we've been building, if you guys have been building spiritually, which I know all of you have, because everybody here has been working with me and we've all been on this journey together. All of your abilities now are going to be highlighted. Yay, we're gonna have highlighted abilities. So, and this is kind of incredible because Neptune is like the planet that moves really slowly. It's considered a generational planet. And this particular planet usually has the same placement in one generation's part of their chart. So, like, for example, I looked at mine today and I was like, my Neptune placement is in Capricorn. So I'm curious if you guys have like your natal charts at hand, like co-star, anything, let me know if your Neptune is in Capricorn. I'd be really serious. I'd be like shook. Cause like I think when you see generation, you think, what's a gap of a generation? Is that like maybe like 5 years or so? I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm thinking everybody kind of like near or around their 30s. Let's say that. Yeah, let's say that. So check out your chart. Just let me know. Just hit me in the comments if your Neptune's in Capricorn. I'd be so interested to see if this little tidbit is true. But this is how slow it moves. So the other thing is Neptune is going direct in its ruling planet of Pisces, which is huge. So this is also, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. What is it? I'm getting responses. Hold on. Let's see. Neptune in Capricorn. Yeah, mine is in Cap too. What, bruh? Okay, okay. Yeah, I've already gotten like several. Okay, see 28, Jocelyn, yeah, so 28 years old, and Andrew's 26. So yeah, I don't know what the generational gap is per se. I don't know what that really means. I'd have to look that up, but bruh. Okay, so I'm gonna dive into like what this actually means for us. So this is talking about how, because Neptune is going through its ruling planet, which is bringing major shifts into our consciousness. It's the spirituality. It's seeing beyond the physical world, right? The illusions. That the veil is so thin right now. Your guys' intuition should be on fire. You guys should really be seeing the shit for the real, okay? No BS. Connecting with others and like-minded people and having a lot of more like mental and spiritual clarity. There's probably also like major transformations and shifts happening with a lot of us. I'm telling you guys, we should all be feeling these vibes. Like this is like intense information. So really, to take advantage of this energy, yeah, and Daliana saying that, yeah, true. This is a really powerful time to release outdated beliefs and the way we've defined ourselves that no longer serves us. So, connecting with our faith, connecting with our creativity and our intuitive abilities. You know, this group, everyone I'm connected with here, you guys know that you're all meant for something bigger, something better. You're here to change the world. I swear, every single person in here, I think I've told you to your face, you're a star seed. You have star DNA in your blood, in your body, in your bones. Yeah, and Amy's in Cap too. See, I told you. You guys, I'm telling you, we're all in the middle of a huge shift into the age of Aquarius, but it's also promising abundance in a way that we've never seen or felt before. So we're really being pushed to get out of the mental body. That was the way that things used to be. It was more like a controlling, maybe more unbalanced masculine. I'm going to say that. That's a nice way of saying it. The worst spectrum obviously is toxic masculinity. And so now we're being called to really be balanced, because once we step through that portal into the new world, it's going to be a whole different playing field. All the things we knew before, they're just not going to be as valid. So just keep that in mind, that we're being shift from the mental body, the controlling body, the part of you that needs to make sense out of every little thing, and go into the heart. What does the heart want? Lead with the heart. What is your truth? Do you like what you are doing right now? That's a big one. Okay. So now we're going to get into some of the signs, how the Gemini lunar eclipse is affecting fire signs, earth signs, air signs, and water signs. So I am going to read them out because I have some people on IG live, and I'm sure you're going to want to hear. So this is valid. So think of this in terms of your sun sign, your rising, your moon, and Venus. Some people might need to do this as their Venus sign. You could do that if you wanted to, but you don't have to. So for example, like I'm gonna look at both my earth sign, because I'm Capricorn sun and rising, and my moon sign is Leo. So I'm also gonna look at the fire signs. So if you guys have your charts, just keep that in mind, but it's fine if you don't. If you just know your sun sign, just go with that. I'm sure this will still resonate. We also still have the tarot portion in just a bit. Literally, we're coming up on it. Mm. So the fire signs, these are Aries, Leo, Sag. The recommendation is let go of impulsive reactions and become crystal clear in your intentions, especially when you share them with others. So I know that I have this issue as being a Leo moon. Sometimes I have this random need to be incredibly impulsive, and I don't I don't even like I don't verbalize it at all. I just go, I just do. So now we're being called to be a little bit more responsible. You know what I'm saying? So, fire signs. Earth signs. This is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let go of expectations of others and instead own your power to create your life. Yeah, that's rough. Cause I'm a Cap, and I know Virgos very freaking well. And I know, and all of us earth signs, we're over here like, I have high morals and high expectations of everything. And I'm over here like, well, we don't, that's again, that's the controlling aspect. That was the old narrative. We don't need to be that way anymore. We're going into a new construct, the way that we're supposed to be living and vibing with each other. It's supposed to be led through our hearts. So, ooh, it's a rough one. And then air signs. So Geminis, Libra, and Aquarius. Also keep in mind, usually a Gemini moon affects the air signs the most. So the air signs, they're being asked to release anxieties by expressing your emotions through writing, music, or art, which I think they're really good at doing usually. So keep up the good work. And then water signs, this is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Surrender to not knowing all the answers and instead trust they will appear at the right time. Again, another tough one. Poor water signs. I feel that. I get it. That's rough to not, because I know there's a lot of comfort in the knowing of what's going to come up next. But you're really being called to understand that when you're really connected to spirit and your higher self, you don't actually really need to know all the answers. The whole point is to just be on the journey because it allows you to be present, right? It's all about the present moment. It's when we are too controlling and we want to know so much that now we're jumping out of the present and we're too much into the future or possibly even stuck in the past. So just keep that in mind, fam. Keep that in mind. So with the oh, I love it. I have a request. I feel like I should allow this IG request to come in. Let's see. I'm just going to do this. Let's see. What's up? I'm going to, hopefully my phone's about to die, so I feel really bad. You guys, hi there. Welcome. How are you?
Hello.
How's it going?
It's good. I just joined.
Okay, great. All right. So you're just here to like listen in and see what's going. Great, no problem. So you're technically on my Instagram live. So people can see you. So I hope that's okay with you. But yeah, if you want to chime in, feel free, but you don't have to. People are kind of just like typing in the chats right now. Yeah. If they huh?
I know a woman that just joined.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So I was actually finishing up. We're about to dive into the tarot portion. So what's happening right now is, oh, wait, even before that, I didn't charge my phone. So my phone is about to die. I'm so sorry. So I think I have like another like maybe 10, 15 minutes on my phone. So I apologize for everybody on here. I did not do my homework. I was on my phone all day working. So I'm sorry. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna try to hurry up and at least get through half of the tarot on Instagram Live. So before I get into that, I always finish out the moon ritual discussion with what we can do like as a ritual thing. So with full moons, a great thing you can always work on is cleaning your space. Even if you already have a clean home, I know all the Virgos in here already have a clean home, but you can also like work on lighting some sage and just like cleansing the home. You know what I mean? Burning some incense. Maybe do like that deep clean where you like get in the grout of something. You know what I mean? So like see what you can look into. It'll be really helpful for the home. You can also, like I said, use water. Water seems to be a really big way to cleanse. This could be drinking, rehydrating, and it's also a really good thing to use the shower or the like a bath of like a nice luxurious bath to cleanse your whole body and release. My aunt was just saying, she was like, girl, I'm about to get me a bathtub outside so I can like bathe under the moon. And I was like, oh my God. That sounds so luxurious. The other thing you can also do is just take some time again to meditate and journal. I'm telling you, there's something about journaling this time around. We just got to use up this last bit of energy we have to release by journaling, like anything that comes up. You know what I'm saying? Wait, which oh, Amy said not I, because she said my house ain't quite well. When you have kids, you know, I get it. Sometimes the house isn't that that easy to clean, if you get me. So, okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to dive into the tarot portion. What I really want to dive into is a full spread. So what I have here are 4 different decks, and all of these decks will be the groups. So you'll be able to do an individualized pick a card reading as an extension. First thing I want to do though is get some collective messages. So I'm going to use my oracle cards to do that. So this is going to be the first half of the tarot portion. We're just going to get some collective messages from spirit. What can we work on? What should we focus on? What are your messages? All right, that way we can get a little bit of inspiration, some guidance. And you can use this information as well, you guys. You can journal the information that pops up here. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got. I've already cleansed my cards, so they're ready to go. I want to shuffle them all live, if I'm honest. I wanted to just really tap into my intuition. What are your messages for the collective energies, Spirit? Let's see what we got. Whoa. All right, let's see what we got going on. Crown chakra. So, and then transformation. Ooh, okay. Spirit is on fire. Okay, guys, here we go. Here's the collective messages using these oracle cards. Crown chakra is a numero uno priority. I'm going to stop sharing on this screen so you guys could see me if you guys want to see the cards on Zoom. Thank you so much, Shaliana. So the crown chakra is really important when you're connecting to source, when you're connecting to spirit, you guys. So some people need to be careful because they might be a little overactive. See, the thing about this is you need to make sure you have 1 foot on earth, right? And 1 foot in the spiritual realm. So take this as it resonates, you guys. Some people are gonna need to yeah, there goes my phone. I'm on 20%. I'm in low power mode, so hopefully we gonna hold on my Instagram live. Okay, so So the people who are overactive, just recognize where this is happening. Oh yeah, Lourdes, can you do that? Thank you. I appreciate you. Lourdes is going to help me share this link if you guys want to transfer over to Zoom if you're interested. So, okay. Um, so yeah, and then people who are underactive, consider opening up a bit more. So the underactive, the way that you can start to dive into this, you can start doing things physically if it helps. You know what's funny is this kind of matches my shirt a little. Anyway, so some ways you can help yourself get a little bit more balanced is anything that you can use, eat purple dark foods. I know blackberries, yeah, boysenberries, eggplants, eggplant, all these things. I'm such a child. I'm such a child. All of these things you guys could use to help. You can wear the color purple. You can also, you can also meditate and do specifically a crown chakra meditation. Those are some way. Thank you so much, Lourdes, for helping me with that. You are the best. I swear to God. Amy. So those are some ways, but let me just tell you one thing though. If you guys are going to do a crown chakra meditation, always, always, always make sure you do a grounding meditation first. Always. See, this is what I'm talking about, the overactive. So our psychic abilities are being highlighted right now. Keep in mind that you might get so excited that you forget to really make sure you're balanced first. So that's what we're really being called to pay very close attention to. This is the other reason too that we need to use protection. Remember I said before, make sure you protect yourselves. Spirit is really harping on this. I keep getting that message: protection, protection, protection. So my routine when I do a meditation and I'm about to go, connect to spirit, I first will ground, and then I will do a little like bubble of white light around me, and I'll ask my guides, like telepathically or out loud, whatever's comfortable. I'll be like, hey yo, I'm about to like dive deep into this, can you like be there to protect me? Like I literally will say things like that, and they got me. They're like right there, to protect me through my journey, my spiritual journey. So just ask them, if you know them by name, if you got archangels, if you have, Mother Mary or Kuan Yin or whoever you resonate, ask them to make sure that they're there covering you. Ancestors that you know of, don't be shy, you guys, because like I said, the veil is so thin. Spiritual activity is on high, 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 high mode. So just know, make sure you do that. And then after I do that part, that's when I open my crown. You know what I mean? Because when you open, it's like you have this like antenna or this like light that just beams from your body and it shoots up into space. And it's just like, that is like a blinking light for any entity or any being, right? To see you. And I'm sorry, but not all of them are, benevolent. Some of them are malevolent beings. And so protection, protection, protection. Okay. And some of them don't know. Some of you guys are mediums. Some of you guys tap into lower vibrational passed on people, and but that's just the way that it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just the nature. It's like the nature of the beast. If you're spiritual, you have to understand, like there's, the saying is there's always a bad egg in every group. That's just, what I mean? That's just the way but you don't have to be afraid. Just know you're always protected, especially when you call on for that help. Okay. So don't be afraid. Just make sure you do the work necessary. That's what we're being called to do. Connect to spirit. They have messages they want to send to you. The other card we have is transformation. I don't think this is a surprise to anybody. This is like the number one thing we all know we're going through. We all feel this. We all know that we are going through a transformation process. We all feel the awakening, the vibes, the energy, right? That energetic shift, the need to purge, cleanse, right? Get rid of some stuff we don't need anymore. Oh, yeah. So this is kind of like, this is like a being who, hi, Joe. This is a being who is like part moth, I think, like part moth, part butterfly. So if some of you guys have been seeing insects like this, moths and butterflies, just know that is very connected to the spiritual messages that are coming in for you. They're really trying to press that you're going through this transformation process right now. And don't be shy. Also, the number on this card is 13. 13. See that? That breaks down to a 4. And remember, the 4 was the 4 pillars of the 1111 portal. Yo, I'm just saying, connections are everywhere. Also, we have another 4, but it's known as the discontent and boredom. Yeah, somebody saw a moth today. Yeah, girl, I'm telling you. I don't know who that is, but I'm telling you guys, like the moths are also like a form of a butterfly, but they're literally linked to a transformational process. So yeah, I'm telling you, that's a spiritual message. That's spirit going, uh-huh, I see you. You're ready to blossom and bloom and go into your butterfly form. The other 4 is this one known as discontent and boredom. Really, you know what I'm getting from this, you guys, is really stepping into the thing that is more true for you. Like if you know that you're in this situation where you're like, it's not, you know those feelings? This could be a relationship. This could be a job. This could be where you live, your home environment. This, you know what I'm saying? Think in all the ways this could be. It could be a creative project, and you're just like, I don't know, it's not quite the right. It's okay. It's okay to kind of like let it go and maybe put it off, and maybe think in terms of like, I might need to just revisit this, because really what you're being called to do is recognize when your heart is wanting something different from your mind. Our minds are still connected to the ego, and like I want to say like the false ways. We're all kind of still trying to shed the illusions right now of like who we're supposed to be, who we think we're meant to be, because somebody told us like you're supposed to do this and have this job and have this marriage, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, leasing. Yeah, Lourdes, I hear that. See, if you guys are like going through this process where you're thinking like, I'm, I'm not so sure. Like my heart is not fully in this. Take that as your intuition. Really do, like really, really think of it, because it's green, and green is really highly connected to the heart chakra. See, the border is green. We're yeah, yeah, Andrew. We're really being called to like shift out of this mental body. The mental body sometimes acts as like it acts as like a cage sometimes, because we get caught up in the way that people have always told us like how to be, or who we're supposed to, you know what I mean? All these things like what we're supposed to do with ourselves and our bodies, and how we're supposed to be with other people, and what love is supposed to look like. You know what I'm saying? If you guys are exploring these aspects, just know your intuition is on point and it is guiding you. You are being guided. So just follow that. Start to recognize the signs and allow it to start to process, okay? The other thing is we're going to see some improvements here. We have recognition and reward. That's so beautiful. This is kind of it reminds me of the 3 of Wands. This is that moment when you really start to see like the ships coming in. You know how like, so like the Two of Wands is sometimes trying to like firmly plant, you know, your plans and root them and ground them, but then there's kind of like the twiddling of the thumbs, like waiting for you know the plant to grow and blossom. Well, the three is like, this is when you're going to start to see things really unravel and unfold for you. This is where what we're really being focused to see, like focus on this, focus on the positive thoughts of this occurring, focus on, you know, one message I was getting a lot this week and with a client earlier today: believe in an unexpected occurrence or an event. Like, believe in magic. Believe that some shit's about to happen to you. Cause like spirit keeps trying to drop hints and say, like, yo, I know you don't really like fully believe because it's hard, because you've been told, you know, that fairy tales and things like this don't really happen and good things don't really happen to you. Well, I'm telling you guys that you've been doing the work and now you're going to reap the rewards. It's all going to start happening. You just have to start. You know what the process is. The saying is, as above so below, as within so without. The more that you connect, right, we have the crown chakra, as above so below, connect this way. And then the more that we start to believe, right, connect now our mind into our heart center. Now we've got this guiding us forward, right? So now we have our truth, our heart leading us. Okay. And that's only just gonna unravel all kinds of blessings and stuff on the outside. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And here's another thing I want to tell you is this number is the 3, and I'm really attracted to December 3rd as being another pivotal date. I know I didn't mention this in the first part. I mentioned a lot of other portals and dates, but I'm telling you, something's up. Something's up with the 3rd. So keep an open mind. You know, however this unravels, it could be a physical sign, it could be an animal totem, could be an insect, right? Like we've been seeing, could be a message. Maybe you guys are getting auditory messages, like you're listening to songs and they have a message for you, and you're like, why did I just think of that song? Also, I would pay close attention to dreams. Some of us are having a hard time recognizing the signs, but the dreams are the easiest way for spirit to get through. So I'm telling you guys, if you open your mind, you'll start to see the messages. Okay. So that's the first part of the collective message. I'm going to go ahead and pull from my favorite deck. This one is going to give us some more wisdom and guidance. And it's also going to show us, possibly, we'll see what comes out, but it's also going to show us some of the energy that's supporting us right now. What are your messages for the collective spirit? Yeah, let's see what we got going on, you guys. There's no doubt we are all transforming right now. I feel like I sound like one of those big, like, you know, like a big mama from a Tyler Perry movie. Girl. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Okay. Okay. First card is my star seed card. This is my star. You are all star seeds. All of you, every single person in this group. Star seeds. If you guys know what that means, then disregard this part. But there's some new people, and I'm not sure. If you've ever heard this word star seed, just know that you have star DNA in your body. It means you're a light being. It means you came here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? You did not come here just to play around in this earthly realm and deal with the dude and this and loop and loop. You actually came here with some codes in your DNA, and you're being activated. Yeah, star seeds, yay. Yeah, you guys, and some of y'all need to hear this too. Like, you did not come here just to go through the whoop whoop of life. You came here to do shit. Yeah, and there's Daliana with her little alien. Yep. And some of you guys know exactly which planets you might have, like, dilly dallied on and whatever. But each message, right, is catered to each individual person. Just know you need to follow the voice of your soul right now. You're being guided to follow what's happening inside of you because you're being activated. You're becoming aware that there's something going on inside and it's leading you in the right direction. Of course. Of course. Ooh, and shapeshifter is our next card. See that? You've got a lot of animal totems on that one. Oh, you're from Andromedan? Oh my God, I love that. Yeah. If you guys know what star seed you are, go ahead and start dropping it in the comments. You know why? Here's why. Because you might activate somebody who's looking. Let's activate people. Let's go. Let's go. Activations. Shapeshifters. So shapeshifters are a specific type of star seed as well. So just know that if you've ever, yeah, sickness, whoop whoop. Um, excuse me, shapeshifters are connected with Draco. So if you guys have ever felt associated with like a shapeshifter, or being able to kind of like take on different, like, you know what I'm saying, how you can kind of like form into, like, you mold yourself to fit into a situation to sort of like overcome it. Oh, hey Doug, I didn't know you were here. What's up? Yeah, Syrians. We got some Syrians. Yep. Andrew's from Andromeda. Yup. I'm still waiting for my Arcturians. I know Daliana is in here somewhere. Anyway, so I'm sorry. I'm all over the place right now. This is the most I've like ever done ever. So I'm like, oh. So the shapeshifters are connected with Draco. This usually has a lot to do with like Scorpio energy. So just know that, like, if you are also like a Scorpio, or just this is all about transformation. The death process is Scorpio energy. So just know that this is telling you you have the skills you need to get through this time. The times are really crazy right now. I don't know where everybody's located, but also like COVID is becoming an issue again, and there's more like, restrictions going on. Like I'm in Oakland, and I know they're like starting to put that what is it, the time you got to go home, what do you call, anyway, the words are escaping me. I know one of y'all is going to type it in the notes. But yeah, so there's going to be some yeah, the curfew. Thank you. So there's a curfew back. And so just know that regardless of what's happening, everybody here is equipped to deal with it. You guys all have the skills necessary. This is very much like the magician. Yeah, curfew at 10, says Amy. Yeah. So, but just know that like this is very like magician energy, where like you really are prepared for anything that's coming up and is coming your way. You've literally gone through this whole first part of your life to build you up to this point. You've learned specific skills and really kind of like established yourself. You're ready. You're ready for the change, you're ready for the transformation. Anything that's happening to you, you can adapt, and you will excel. You will excel. Remember I said you have to be very mindful of how you think right now, because as within, so without. So if your mind is thinking positive things, out here is going to be positive. You're going to excel. Okay. Also, if you've been seeing imagery of, or physical birds around you often, just know that's not a coincidence, especially like eagles or hawks or anything that's related. I specifically have, and that's why I really have to say that. I really do. Also on here is a wolf. So keep in mind, you might need to lone wolf it. You know, usually when we go through transformation process, they're not pretty. Some people like to pretend that like, oh, a transformation process is so wonderful. And it's like, yeah, after you're done, not like during. And they always try to like, you know what I mean? They always try to like make it out to be like way cuter than it really actually it's not fun. You don't want to chat with people. You don't want to make yourself up to look presentable. You want to just hermit mode, right? And process. So sometimes you gotta lone wolf it, you know what I'm saying? And that's okay. Also, the wolf is an animal totem that is connected to this season, the winter season. So it's normal. Give yourself permission to be this way. Okay, one final card here. One final card. And yeah, I love this. The traitor. I love this. So before my phone dies, I'm so sorry, everybody on Instagram Live. We have the traitor. So the traitor is the person that's able to actually make an equal exchange with other people with the product that they have. This doesn't actually have to be something of actual material, right? Substance or something like this. It could be your time, could be your energy, could be your dedication, right? Undivided attention. I just thought of that song by her. Well, it's not by her, but she sings it where she says, she's singing like, can you focus on me? Mm. Baby, can you focus on me? Right? She's singing about get out of your phone and be with me right here, right now. That just like hella came to me so hard right now. Andrew's like, you better sing. Yes, girl. I need to warm up. But yeah, I'm dead serious. Like this is the season too, right? The season to really be with your family, with your loved ones. So don't be shy to really dedicate this kind of like energy to somebody, especially if you don't have other ways to provide for someone else. You know, it doesn't always have to be money, right? It doesn't always have to be a physical um aspect, right? It can just be, I'm really getting that is make sure that it's equal exchange of your energy. I think a lot of you guys might be empaths. Yeah, raise your hand if you're an empath. Put a little, yeah, put a little hand in my comments or something. Cause so I'm getting that. I'm getting empathic ability, and you know what I'm really sensing is it's usually you feel kind of obligated to give more, right? Than you receive. Yeah, see, that's what this is about, an equal exchange now. It's time for there to be balance. And it's time for there to be recognition of what you have to offer, because what you have to offer is significant. It is integral. It is important. Okay? So just keep that in mind, that like everything you're able to give to other people, it's worth it. Yeah, exchange energy to create abundance. This also really makes you think about what abundance really means, because abundance doesn't have to be material gain in the coin. It can be like I was saying, it's love and attention. I'm telling you, we're like leading from here. A lot of people really just want to feel support and know they're supported. And so sometimes that just means like connecting. Just call somebody up on the phone. If you're really thinking about somebody, shoot them a quick text, you know, because like a lot of people are going through this process. You guys all have a leg up because I'm telling you what's going on. So you all know, right? You're over here. Okay, I'm going through my my process, my transformation, but other people are sitting at home like, what's happening? I don't know, right? And they're like in shutdown mode. So they might need I know Amy did this for me. Amy's in my IG live. There was one day where I was sitting at home in my blanket, literally like cocooned, and out of nowhere, Amy was like, "Hey sis, I was just thinking about you. Just wanted to send you a text." That's all she said, and I cracked open. I cracked open. You know, everybody needs that sometimes, you know, even though I like to think like, "Psh, I'm independent, I can do this on my own." Like, I still want love and affection and compassion. Okay. So just know if you're getting that message, like, I'm thinking about so and so, it's because you're ready to exchange some energy with them, and it will be equal this time, or spirit is helping you, right? Spirit is speaking through you. You are all channels. So, spirit's like using you as a channel to help lift up, raise the vibration. That's what star seeds are all about. You came here to raise the vibration. Ooh, I felt an activation in my heart. Okay. All right, let's see. So I have a little sliver of Instagram live. I'm sorry, my battery. My battery is a tiny baby sliver. So I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm afraid I'm going to lose you. So I feel like I just want to like close out the group reading on Instagram Live and just say thank you so much for being here. If you can switch over to my Zoom, I'd love to see you guys here on my Zoom, because I'm going to finish out. I'm going to do a group reading, if you guys are interested. If not, and you got to go, DM me on Instagram and hit me with your email. I will send you the video. I'm recording it. Yeah, thank you. Oh my God. Lourdes, you are the best. Yeah. So Lourdes just put the Zoom link right here in the comments. If you can switch over, please do. But if not, I'm recording this right now. And if you just want to hit me, excuse me, if you just want to hit me with your email, I'm going to send you the video. Okay. So I'll give you guys this extra, like, I don't know, 2 minutes to come over. Yeah. Hopefully I'll see you. Thanks for being here.
Oh, you're welcome.
I hope to talk to you soon. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye. Okay. Thank you, everybody on Zoom, for being patient. You know how this is. This is my first time, so I'm over here like trying to figure my life out. Okay, so as people are popping over, yay, I'm so excited to see everybody. Welcome. Welcome. All right. So I'm just gonna mute people. Thank you guys. Okay, Lourdes, you are the best. I swear to God. Lourdes is the best. Can we just give some clapping hands to Lourdes for like helping people come over, come over to my Zoom? All right. Let's go back to sharing my screen, because we are going to go into the pick a card reading. Let's go. Hi, Doug.
Hi.
Hi. So good to see you. Oh my God. It's like my whole family's here. Okay, can you guys see this? Can I get a thumbs up? Can you see my screen? Okay. Okay. Here's what we're going to do today, you guys. I really wanted to do this like tarot spread for each group. Each group is going to have a different message. So I'm going to guide you through choosing your pile. We're going to do a very quick meditation just to kind of get you grounded and like tapping into your intuition here. And then I'm going to go ahead and do each group one by one. So it's okay if you have to do other things while you wait for your group to come up. That's the only weird part about doing it live, is you kind of have to wait for your pal. But this is what we're going to get into. Each position is going to have an aspect that we're going to discuss. And if you guys are really into journaling and jotting down what it is that you want to like release and work through, for example, number one's position says, what is a story to let go of? Position two is what is a story to embrace? You know what I'm saying? It's going to bring up like very detailed clarity. It's going to go much deeper than we did in the group reading. Okay, now we're going to get into more individualized messages for each of you. Okay, so here are the piles. So the first pile is all the way on the far left of the screen. This deck is called the Gilded Tarot, and the crystal is known as Green Adventurine. The second one is going to be Tarot of Dreams is the deck, and that stone is actually known as a peacock ore. So it actually has colors of purple and blue and gold, but you can't really see it in the photo that well because of the lighting. The third deck is all purple. This one is known as the Mythic Tarot, and that actually is a garnet, believe it or not. I know it looks black, but that's my birthstone. That is a garnet. It's when it's polished and it's all pretty and made up, it has like a deep red hue. And then the final group 4, your deck is the Spellcaster's Tarot with this is one of the stones from Johanna's crystal collection that she gifted me, and it's an opalite. So this is a perfect crystal to have for a full moon ritual. So take a moment. I want you to really settle in, and if you can, close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. The best way to do this is by pausing and breathe in and count to 4, and then hold at the top, and then exhale and count to 5. And do that a couple of times. And go ahead and ask Spirit what your messages are for this full moon eclipse. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and see which pile you are most drawn to. If you are drawn to more than one pile, that is okay. That means that there's more than one message here for you. You're being called to use your discernment. Anything that you choose, any pile that you choose is going to have generalized messages, because again, this is group reading, so it's not going to be super individualized, like if we did it one-on-one. But go ahead and have like a general idea of which pile you're going to go after, or multiple piles, I should say. And anything that doesn't resonate, just go ahead and leave and take with you what does. And we're going to go ahead and do that spread that I talked about. I'm going to show you each card as I go through it. I think that what I'll do is I'll spotlight myself. Ka-ching. Oh yeah, we already got, okay, so you know your piles. Okay, girl, well, that's what's good. And if you guys want to, I have my chat up. If you guys want to share anything that comes to mind as I'm talking about this, I'm shuffling live. Usually I have the pre-selected cards. Let me just pull up that chart. I want to make sure I have all the positions down here. Okay. Hey-o. All right. So the Gemini full moon spread. What are your messages for group 1, Spirit? Group 1, what are your messages? We're going to do 1 through 6. Gemini. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's too many cards. Oh, too bad. Okay. I thought I had like so many of them flipped inside of my hand. I was like, oh, is this all 6 like ready to go? Okay, let's try this again. All right, group 1, Spirit. Here we go. Okay. Number 3, Spirit. Number 3. Getting a little story. 3 for group 1. Number 4 for group 1. Okay. Number 5 for group 1. Whoa, that happened quickly. And number 6 for group 1. Oh, ay, chihuahua. All right, let's see. Okay. Number 6 for group 1. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. Nice. Ooh, you guys got some good news coming. Group 1, group 1. Big money, big money. Okay, group 1. The first card is known as what is the story to let go of? And this is actually this concept of the lovers. So this is going to be kind of a deep reading. If you chose group 1, just understand that you're being called to kind of expand on what you thought you knew about. This is the twin flame connection. So you're being called to kind of expand your consciousness. And the way that I like to explain that is in this image. What's happening is, so the light source that's at the top of the card is actually spirit. This is source. This could be, you can call this God, you can call this source, the universe, you know what I mean? Whatever you like to use. That's what this is up here. And as you can see, the information is coming through the divine feminine, and then the divine masculine is actually holding the divine feminine up. I really like this imagery a lot because this is supposed to represent that healthy balance. You know, what's really supposed to be happening here is you are supposed to be represented by this physical body. It's supposed to be like a balanced state of the divine feminine, divine masculine. And the physical body of the masculine is actually supposed to be like the matrix, like the earth. It's not actually really supposed to like bring you down, take you out of alignment. You really are supposed to be lifted up. You're supposed to be like raised up and higher above this aspect. This is the deeper message of this card. So the divine feminine is really, tapped into the information that's coming directly from source, but it's supposed to represent that she is so balanced with both of the energies. This is what I was talking about earlier when I said, this Gemini moon is really tapped into the duality. Think about the Gemini too. It's known as the twins. It's meant to be like two separate bodies that can come together to become one whole. And that's really kind of the information too. It's really what this has been leading us up to, especially if you've been on this crazy twin flame journey with a significant other. You are being pushed to fill your own cup. So that way you are always focused on spirit and not focused on anything outside of that. This is the crown chakra. This is a really good representation of that. So the story that you're being told to let go of is that, that you need to be so hyper focused on this person, right? Or the challenge or the whatever that it's taking you so far out of alignment with spirit. That's the old story. The new story is saying that you are whole already and that you can receive the messages to help you through any situation that you need to. This story also to embrace is that you are moving forward at lightning speed. This is the 8 of Wands upright. You are ready to move forward, even if you've been nervous about it, unsure, doubtful, any of that. Let that go. You're ready to embrace anything that's wanting to come forward, especially if it's going to provide you with a sense of like lasting energy, like longevity. Yeah, be open to these situations where you're kind of combining an element of your passions with also the longevity that it can bring, anything lasting. Yeah. This could also be intuitive messages coming in quick. I'm also getting another message from spirit. Also, you are going to be receiving messages through your dreams, group one. So if you chose group one, just know that this is definitely spirit trying to send you messages through your dream state. I say that because there's all these little sheep in this field. And you know how you count sheep before you go to sleep? Or well, they say that's the way. This is basically trying to say that, yeah, there's some information that's trying to come in to you, for you, and help like projectile you forward. That's what this also is about. So it's time to embrace that story. The third card is, where am I called to learn? So this is the Page of Wands in reverse. The way I like to look at pages sometimes is they're kind of like messengers of, like information. That's like, I think of them as like the mailmen of the decks. I don't know why, but I seem to think that they're always like a bringer of something, of information. The fact that it's in reverse, kind of reminds me of anything that feels out of alignment, like something that you're maybe that's trying to rush in or rush out. You're being called to take a more intuitive approach. This feels like this is in alignment with some of my fire signs, if I'm honest. The fire signs tend to have like the wands be representative of their energy, and they tend to be the ones that move rather quickly and and kind of hastily into something without really like thinking it out fully. So yeah, just learn from this kind of action. See really what kind of cycle this is putting you in, because like sometimes if you've been moving through life, kind of in haste, or maybe you are restless, like a restlessness. Yeah, it's because maybe there's when wands are here, they usually represent something that is lasting and has like a lasting impression. There's longevity to it. When it's in reverse, it's almost indicating that you kind of wanted this like instant gratification. And so I'm being drawn to like say, like, anytime you gravitate towards a situation that you know is going to be like, whatever's going to make me happy here now, right, give it to me. Give me, you're being called to really work on that. And then number 4 is, what can help me better understand myself? Now, this is where it gets deep, because this is the Ace of Cups in reverse. You can literally help yourself by providing yourself with more love, more compassion, more care, more self-love, self-care. Trying not to give so much of yourself to other people, because right now I think that you can really you can utilize the time to fill your own cup. Yeah, this is like, I was literally just saying this to someone else earlier today. So the fire signs are Leo, Sagittarius, uh what's the other one, Aries. And so sometimes like, oh, this also relates to water signs as well. So all my empaths, everyone who connected with the empathic energy, just know that like usually the reason why you struggle when people kind of like hit your trigger points is because you haven't really established a sense of self yet. And that comes after you've dedicated time to filling your own cup. So that just means like spending more time being more compassionate. So when things arise on an emotional level, try not to sweep it under the rug, and then also try not to overreact, right? Because cups are, it's a water element, water sign related thing. And when you have water, it usually means high emotions. And so if you're being called to really recognize when you're acting out, or vice versa, you're trying to shove it under the rug, just know that like you're being called to have a more balanced aspect. And that looks like taking the time to really look into what's happening there, but for yourself. So for example, one thing I was struggling with was not like somebody will make me like feel fearful of a relationship, like an intimate relationship, and I'll think like that. I'll be like, you made me fearful. This was a trigger. You did this, and this is why I'm scared and I don't want to embrace you. But the minute that I started to unpack that, I realized, hold on, this is stemming from a fear that I've had from the past with somebody else because they hurt me, and I'm projecting that into this situation when I don't even have the facts. I don't even know if that's really what's going on yet. I'm just automatically putting this into the situation. But when you unpack that and you realize it's because, there's like a, maybe, the inner child needs a little bit more compassion and care and love, then you can really heal. And healing doesn't mean dropping it, letting it go, it's gone. It means transcending the situation. You still want to have those past experiences because that's the wisdom you can carry with you, but you have to be really discerning with the wisdom, right? You don't want to be over emotional when things come up. You want to remember these situations because you want to go, okay, well, how do I avoid another sticky situation or a situation that will make me unhappy? And so this is really what this is about, allowing the situations that come up to help you see that you are meant to be more compassionate with yourself. That's the biggest message right now. Um it's already so deep. I feel like, and then the last two positions are like deep points as well. The number 5 in group 1 is saying, what is a truth for me to own? And this is the 10 of wands. It's time for you to own, 10 of wands in reverse, which is huge. It's time for you to own that you can let go of all the burdens and all of the issues and bull that you're carrying on your back. And it's time for you to embrace that you're entering a new cycle and that you get to choose now how many wands you're carrying on your back, right? Because each wand represents an aspect that you're carrying, or a challenge, or a situation like that was kind of like struggling or painful or something like that, and you're just like carrying it on your back, trying to walk through life. Your knees are about to go out because you're carrying so many things. So it's time for you to own that. It's time for you to release a lot, lighten your load, allow yourself to feel lighter spiritually, energetically, mentally. Yeah, it's time for you to really release. And the very last position is, what is helpful for me to affirm? I would say an affirmation based off of the 5 of Pentacles in reverse is that you're not lacking. You can say a good affirmation is, I am worthy. I'm abundant. I'm limitless. Yeah. These are good affirmations for like a 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Um, Another aspect of the 5 of Pentacles in reverse is like, you no longer feel like you're being left out in the cold. It's more like you accept the situations as they truly are, like the full understanding and perception of a situation. It's no longer like a victim. You're no longer the victim of a situation, like somebody's dissing you or leaving you out. You're the one actually in charge of the situation and what's happening. So those are a couple affirmations for group 1. And that is all I have. So there you have my Gilded Tarot peeps. I'm moving on to group 2, which had the peacock ore. It's so hard to tell that it's purple and blue and gold. But here are your cards. I cleansed them, but I didn't like pre-shuffle, so I apologize. I'm just going to do a quick pre-shuffle. Spirit, what are your messages for those who chose group 2? What are your messages for group 2 regarding the Gemini full moon? Mhm. Yeah, they're ready. These cards are ready to come out. All right. What is the number one position, Spirit? Okay. What is the number two position? Number two position. You guys, when you guys write it like that, when you put say 4 and 2, so like 4 is like your main, and then like 2 is you're like I'm sort of I sort of was drawn to pile 2. Is that what you guys are doing when you do the splitsies? Okay, number 2. Number 3 for group. Oh, there we go. Wow. Oh. Number 4. Okay. Things are getting exciting. Number 5 for group 2. Oh, are these right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Nice. Thanks. Thank you, Michelle. I really needed to, I wanted to confirm that that's what I was seeing. Okay, group 2, we also have some deep things happening for you guys as well. Of course we are. Because an eclipse always brings on things that are, deep. Yeah, I'm not listening to the rest apparently. What? Oh, Aaron. You could no, you never know. If you listen in and you pick up on like a little something here or there, right? That's not gonna hurt anybody. Okay. Position 1 for group 2 is like, what is a story to let go of? And so this is the Knight of Cups in reverse. So this is really, it's talking a lot about, so this is a water sign. This is like water energy. This is really about over emotional aspects that rise up within you. um, and maybe just feeling a sense of like really not in control of your emotional reactions and like when they arise and when they come up and situations that maybe tap into an emotional reaction. Possibly I'm getting a couple different messages for this, so take what resonates, you guys, because there's a lot kind of going on here. um Basically it's suggesting that there's no longer a need to be afraid of an out of place reaction. I think more people too are becoming more understanding and compassionate, especially if you express yourself more clearly, especially too because I mean the reason I'm saying that in specific is because the 2 placement is, what story should I embrace? And this is actually the king of swords in reverse. And so this is it's really suggesting that like maybe you feel like you're unable to handle situations as they arise, like maybe you feel like you don't have the ability to discern the situation, especially when it's an emotional aspect and it's coming towards you, and you might feel like you don't have the right thing to say, or you're not able to see through it clearly. If you're a king of swords, you're able to really like cut through the bullshit. You're super discerning, but you also have a good combination of your emotional body and your logical body. But the fact that it's in reverse is suggesting that like, maybe you're afraid that you're going to like not see clearly or not understand the situation appropriately. But that's not the case. You're being called to recognize that no longer do you need to fear this old narrative where you're not really in control, because the fact that the King of Swords is even here is suggesting that you do have this leadership quality within you to be extremely balanced. It's like saying it's time for you to embrace that you are all of the things that you're afraid of, that you're being towards other people. Like, you literally have gone through specific situations that have helped you become this. Like, become the person who can be discerning and really cut through the illusions. This is really about being that kind of a person. The sword is used as a form of communication, and then also is used as a way to like process thinking, logical thinking, and learning in that way through the mind, the mental body. But I think you're not necessarily connecting the two, that you can have both, that you can be emotional and logical possibly. So like I said, I'm getting kind of a lot with this message. um it's also, I'm really drawn to the blue. It's really making me think about the throat chakra, and making sure that you're taking the time to say what you mean and mean what you say. That's really what I'm getting. And like, and walk, it's like talking the talk and walking the walk. If you really are this person that is, you know, you understand that you are a light, you came here to shine your light and share your knowledge and wisdom with other people, it's time for you to recognize that this is a part of you, and that you need to start walking in that path, walking in that light and that knowledge and that wisdom. Yeah, there's a lot. It's just a lot of messages. So just take what resonates, group two. The second, ooh, I lost my little photo. Here it is. The second one is, or I'm sorry, the third position is, where am I called to learn? This is the high priestess in reverse. This is like, so she lives in the shadows. She's the path, that bridge between the reality and the spiritual world and the darkness, and like all the things hidden in the shadows. So really, you're being called to kind of like allow yourself to see what's hidden and what's in the dark, and like embrace the dark parts of you, because you are meant to be balanced. You are meant to accept yourself fully, not only accept like the high vibrational good things. Like, you are supposed to accept the parts of you that you wish to keep hidden and wish to remain secret. Like, it's time for you to start embracing these things and visiting this part of you, that maybe you're afraid to share with others, because it's like, this is how you become more of a whole person, and you can walk through your truth. Because your truth is like, I am, like it should be, I embrace all parts of me. That's really what we're trying to achieve here. And you know what's funny is, like, I think people are afraid of this because they think that they won't be accepted. But I always notice that when people are their most authentic self, like the high vibing things and the things that are like a shadow aspect, people actually really like that, because they're like, dang, that person is raw and real. And I like that. So I'm just saying, it's a good step. And what does this say? Yeah. The message on her scroll, it says, darkness into darkness, the key to all mystery. It's so interesting, because it's like, she knows that there's a lot in the darkness that actually like can balance her and feeds her soul. It really does. Like, just shine some light on the the shadow aspects. Not to mention, in the card, there are these two pillars, and one is like, red, blue. These are really about the divine masculine, divine feminine energy. And the high priestess is known to be like the embodiment of a balanced aspect of both. You know, I'm just saying, you'll be more clear minded, and you'll be able to see things easier, more clearly, if you embrace all parts of you, which is difficult and challenging. I know I'm asking a lot. I get it. Card number 4 is saying, what can help me better understand myself? So this is the 6 of Coins in reverse. This is Libra energy, Taurus, and the moon. This is like suggesting that, yeah, this is another message for especially like empathic people. This is the same message as the traitor card from the group reading in the beginning of this session. This is saying the same thing. Like, you need to make sure that everything, all the exchanges that you're doing are equal, are balanced, that you're not giving too much to other people and draining yourself and your energy. It's time for you to have this, yeah, see this, the symbol for Libra in their hand. It's saying it's time for there to be a balanced aspect to this exchange in energy, or material exchange, right? Or whatever it is that you're working on. Yeah, what can help me better understand myself? Looking into how it is that you're giving more to others. Why are you doing that? Right? That's the high priestess again, going to diving deep and doing some shadow work and looking at like your value and your self-worth. Like, are you doing this because you think this is your role and like somebody told you that this is how it's supposed to be? Or does it actually feel right? You know, like, look into this, look into figuring out how you can live in a more balanced, harmonious state. This also feels connected to that aspect of the first two cards where I was sensing like the energies of the water sign and the swords. Like, this is like, again, trying to figure out how to balance these two aspects within you. How do I balance between an emotional reaction versus that logical cold reaction? That's like trying to figure out the balance of the two. The minute you start to dive deeper into the high priestess card, and you really go into like where your habits stem from and unpack that and be compassionate and forgiving and love yourself, the easier things will get. Just be like, okay, I get it now. This is why I was doing that before. I don't need to do it anymore. What is the truth for me to own is the next position, which is perfect because it's saying it's the Knight of Swords. This is like literally riding through the world in truth, because it's the sword, it's upright, we're thriving, we're moving forward. This is a balanced state. This is what you're here to own now. That I can see clearly. I do know my truth. I know what like living through my truth looks like and feels like. This is what you're being called to own. That you do know what this means, what this feels like, and what this looks like, and you're ready for this. It's a high vibing shift. And what's the other thing that is helpful for you, which these are positive affirmations? This is the Justice card. This is, again, the symbol of Libra. That's highly connected to what I was looking into before. It's balance. What is an affirmation? Like, I am balanced. You know, all the things that, like, the fearful things that you were thinking about. I'm emotionally balanced. I'm logically balanced. um I believe that the universe will handle, you know, like the karmic relationships I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Because I know some people don't do you right, and this is where your issues stem from, because like you weren't treated fairly and there was an unequal exchange of energies. And so this card is saying like, no, I'm in a good place. I'm in an understanding place where I know that justice will be, quote unquote, served, but to you in a positive way. And then also they will also learn, right? All the people who do you wrong, they will learn from there. Just trust that spirit's going to handle that. Trust spirit's going to handle it. Yeah. Okay, that's group 2. Woo. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Group 3 is the one that, oops, dropping things, had the garnet. That's a red. That's supposed to be red, deep red. I know it looks black. Listen, I get it. All right. What are your messages for group 3, spirit? Group 3. Group 3, regarding the full moon tarot spread, what are your messages for group 3, Spirit? All right, one more shuffle. All right, what is your message? Oh, thank you. I'm glad it was on point. There's a lot of messages in group 2. It was a little challenging. My forehead is on fire. That's crown chakra for you. My forehead feels like it's burning. I don't want to close it off though, because I really still want to be open to receiving messages until I'm done. But you guys, if you see acne on my forehead later, it's because I'm sweating ball buckets. I'm sweating my balls. What? Freudian slip. Okay, here we go. Let's get back to this. What is the first card for group 3? First card for group 3. Yeah, King. Okay. First card for group 2. Excuse me. Second card for group 3. Second card for group 3. They say that our communication is supposed to be better because Mercury is the ruling planet of Gemini, but I'm not seeing that. I'm mixing up my words all over the place. What is group? Sorry, number 2, Spirit. All right, just moving a little on the slower side. Number 2, here we go. Wow, that's interesting. Huh, that's interesting. Whoa. All right, I can't wait to start already. I'm like, I only did 2 cards. Number 3 for group 3. People who are going to watch this back later, they're so lucky because they get to just skip this part. They get to just click on a timestamp. Thanks for your patience. Number 4, here it is. Number 5 for group 3. Wow. Ooh, 2 cards. Boom. Whoa. I need to see, is this meant to be upside down? Okay, not reversed. Okay, cool. All right. So group 3, here are your messages so far. So the first position is, what is a story to let go of? And this is the King of Pentacles in reverse. This is somebody who does have a misunderstanding of what material wealth and abundance looks like. This person's kind of like the overly aggressive workaholic mentality, and like that this is how you need to be. To me though, I take a different stance on this because I don't want to like make people feel bad, but this is the old narrative, right? What's the old story? This is the old narrative that we need to be slaves to the system. Like this is what this is like showing me. So it's time for you to see that, if you've been even considering this, that you're like working your ass off to try to be abundant and this kind of form, just know that that's okay for you to follow your heart and that you don't need to keep being in this position anymore. King of Pentacles in reverse is it's a few different energies, and it's an earth energy that's highly focused on work and then kind of like leans away from the social interactions and connections with people and can come off as like really cold energy, but it's not really them and not really who they are. It's like this like high level of anxiety that keeps them stuck in this mentality. It's the reaching for the gold, keeping up with the Joneses, and just thinking that this is how you're supposed to live. So that's the old story that you're needing to let go, and that you really don't need to force yourself to be this type of way, especially if you don't feel that it's your truth. And then funny thing, what you need to embrace is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Now, when the Queen of Pentacles is in reverse, this is actually talking about how it's time for you to nurture the house, the home. It's like, it's funny because the King of Pentacles reversed is saying like the workaholic. So you might think, oh, well, the feminine is doing that. But the feminine of the tarot usually relates a little bit more to she's the kind of person that can balance the work and the home. But I'm still feeling that there's an imbalance. So it's time for you to embrace that there isn't that imbalance somewhere. Either you're paying too much attention to your work and not enough with your connections and relationships, and or the opposite. Excuse me. You could be actually spending too much time focusing on the relationship aspects, which I doubt, because it's not really I'm sorry. This card represents like Capricorn energy. So it's usually not this, but basically you're focusing more on your relationships and neglecting work. So I'm really leaning towards the other one. It's more so that you're being drawn to have a better balance of all of those things, of those elements, getting a bit more grounded. She's also wearing orange. And so I'm really drawn to like sacral chakra information that I really want to mention. So if you are like an actual, so if you're a woman, and you've been considering how you can maybe do something energetically for your sacral chakra, one thing that I've done recently, if you guys have been following me on Instagram, is I did a yoni steam and that cleared my sacral chakra. I did like a yoni steam detox and I highly recommend it because that does something on a DNA level, on an energetic level that just clears you out. Because you know your sacral chakra carries energy, whether you know it or not. Even if you're still, even if you're far away from that person you exchanged energies with, this is like suggesting that you might be a little imbalance there, and so you might want to look into that. There's a lot of benefits to clear out your sacral chakra, but other ways you might be called to motivate like some energy and flow is dance, especially belly dance for your sacral chakra, right? Getting the hips to open and the movement. So I'm getting a few messages here. Like I said, if you've been thinking about a couple things, if you've been wearing orange a lot lately, just saying. Let me get some tea. I have the position number 3. Where am I called to learn? I have the 9 of Swords. Usually, the 9 of Swords is like the situation where this person's mind is just, there's a narrative running through your mind and it's keeping you up. It's like filling you with anxiety, stress. You might be feeling stuck in fear. But this is an energy that's blocking you. You can learn from the narrative you're telling yourself. But like so the reason I say that too is because in this specific card, you have the person, right, holding their head. So I know it's a mental thing, but also swords represent a mental aspect or something that's happening in the mind and thinking and communication, but that usually has to do with the mind. And then there's all these like gremlins or demons or whatever, but they're in a cloud. So it's representing something that really isn't real. It's representing something that the mind is thinking up, and you know that you're creating. It's a thing that it's running through your mind constantly, and you're being called to learn from this aspect by observing it. You might be at the stage. So there's a couple layers to this stage. There's the observation stage where you see it and you know it's happening. And so you're over here okay, I just need to recognize first. Then there's a second stage. Stage 2 is once you know it's happening, you pause and you allow yourself to take it, and you start to give it away. So you can call upon the angels here to help you, and just like when you learn to recognize it, and then you are pausing and you're saying like, okay, I need to stop. like doing this, instead of like beating yourself up and going, God, I'm so stupid for thinking like, why do I force myself? Just like take a moment and say, can you please take this thought from me? This thought of fear, this thought of this anxiety, whatever's racking your brain, anything that's like self-sabotaging, or like just negative, let the angels take that away from you. Let spirit take that. And the other thing is then try to transmute it. That's the final step. So once you let that go, start to establish ways where you can like think of that idea and that concept and go, okay, I actually think, okay, let me give you an example. One thing that I run through in my mind all the time is like, I'm never going to be able to establish, equal value of the work I produce through my business. Like I'll never be able to get there. And that's a self-sabotaging thought. And so like it rolls over and over and over. Like people won't pay what I'm asking. I won't be able to like live this way, and all these thoughts. And so then I've learned to pause, ask spirit to take away that fear that I won't be successful, that I can't, and trust others to support me. And then I start to transmute those thoughts and say, like, I will call in people who will support me and who will see me for my value, for my worth. I'm calling in soulmates, client soulmates. I just learned this word, client soulmates. And if Daliana is still here, I would write that down. And Johanna, and anybody else who kind of has like their business. I know I'm calling you out, even if this isn't your group. I just wanted to tell you this message specifically. When you start manifesting, if you're not already doing this, one of the things you're going to want to specifically write out is, I want to call in like clients who are soulmates, because that's a thing too. And what happens when you have client soulmates is then they see your value for exactly what you're worth. They appreciate you. They go above and beyond to hold you and take care of you, spread your business to others, right? Soulmate. So yeah, this is what I'm really hearing and I'm being drawn to say. It's a little tangent, a little bit of a tangent, but that's how I started to transmute my thoughts. Group 3. Position 4 for group 3. What can help me better understand myself? This is the 4 of Cups in reverse. This is when there's usually, so what we have here is like the situation where maybe opportunities present, usually upright. It's like when the opportunities present themselves and like you are a little like, I'm not really sure. And like, you're not really saying no, but you're also not really saying yes. With it in reverse, I'm getting the feeling that that maybe you take on too much in the hopes that you'll be incredibly abundant, or there's no process of like filtering or elimination or something like that. I don't know. I'm getting like a few different messages here. There's something too about their I'm really being drawn to, I think there's a person trying to feed you information as well. So if you pick group 3 and there is somebody that you can think of that's kind of telling you some things, some negative things, um well, you're right to ignore them if you are, but something that's like blocking you from accepting like what the truth really is. It feels really tied in with the 9 of Swords for some reason. Maybe it could be one person. If it's just one person, then I'm sorry for the rest of you guys, but I'm getting, there's somebody, there's an actual outside physical person saying some messages that are outdated, that are old. I'm getting something like this, something like this. It's it's along the lines of the old narrative as well. So So again, what's this position again? What can help me better understand myself? Yeah, I'm thinking that there's somebody that maybe it's easy for you to accept what they're saying. They could be somebody who's older than you, and that's why I'm getting the old, because they could be somebody that you're used to accepting information from because they're like, the whole respect your elders thing. I don't know. I'm getting so many messages. So just take what resonates, you guys. Um, but really at the end of the day, you're being called to take the time that you need and be patient with it, because you know what always happens is the truth always reveals itself. If you take your time and you don't rush towards something, and you don't like just accept all the opinions, outside opinions, the truth will reveal itself. Yeah. See, the next position is, what is a truth for me to own? And that's the moon card. And the moon is always like indicative of the things that are hidden that will be revealed. Bruh. I'm just saying. If you pick group 3 and you're struggling with this kind of sort of situation, and there's somebody that is there that you probably respect a lot, or somebody that's in your inner circle, and they're sharing things with you that like maybe you're like, you want to be respectful, but you also like know deep down you're like, this might be a little outdated. Yeah, just trust in your intuition. That's also the other part of the moon card, is that like, it's time for you to start believing in your intuitive abilities, because the truth is also revealed there as well. Yeah. Mhm. That's what I'm getting. There's going to be a lot of clarity coming in too for you. So even if you're afraid that you'll never see things clearly, just know that you will. This is also going to help you close old cycles. So the last position is, what is helpful for me to affirm? Your affirmations are going to be like, I can close out these old cycles that no longer serve me. I can start fresh, start new. I can accept like the offers that actually fit with my soul journey. You know what I'm saying? Um, I can create the world and the environment that I desire, like lots of positive. I am creating the environment that I desire. Like I say can, but I meant like, try to do I am, as far as like it's in the here and the now when you do affirmations. But the world card is like a really positive aspect, especially when it's upright, because it's like showing you that the cycle is now ending, and then you're ready to start new and start fresh. An affirmation: I'm ready to begin a new cycle that it highlights me. This image in particular has a double-headed figure, and it's like a man and a woman. It's showing a very balanced divine masculine, divine feminine essence. Remember, I keep harping on that. Everybody's really being pushed to be balanced. Their divine feminine and masculine aspects need to be balanced in order for you to really accept love on a higher level, in like a higher vibrational sense. Yeah, it's because the wounded masculine has kind of been like the leading, I don't know, thought process. We've been teaching this to our young, and we're shifting out of that. The wounded masculine, the toxic masculine, the wounded feminine, right? All the things that keep us low vibrational. We're shifting out of this. Okay? So that's group 3. We've finished with group 3, and now for the finale, group 4. If you chose group 4, you chose the deck that had the skull. Again, beautiful piece from Johanna. It's kind of like glowing in a weird way on the screen, but it's really stunning. It comes across as like, yeah, I don't know how else to describe it except for, opalescent. I don't know how to describe that. It's gorgeous. And what are your messages for group 4, Spirit, regarding the Gemini full moon? I have a feeling a lot of people chose group 4. I have a feeling. I got a feeling. Ooh. What messages for group 4 spirit regarding the Gemini full moon? All right, the big finale. I'm seeing the sun. I'm seeing the sun. Whoa. All right, guys. Lots of messages already coming in. This is intense. You know, one of the things that's really important for you to embrace is success and happiness and joy. Remember, did we get that earlier? Let go of your fears of heartbreak, of love. Ooh, whoa. What did you guys do to me? Huh? What the hell? How many people chose group 4? Jesus. Jesus. All right. Position 1, spirit. Jesus. 5 of Pentacles. Let go. Ooh, Pillar. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Yep. People need to, certain things need to fall away, fam. 3. Whoa. Number 3, huh? Ah, okay. Okay. If you're watching because you want to hold on, but you're not group 4, please don't be jealous. But group 4 has 2 cards for 1 position because they're special. Sorry. All right. Number 4. Number 4, spirit. Here we go. Okay. Number 5. Woo, yeah. Yeah, I said that. 10 of Cups, upright. I told you what is helpful for me to affirm. Last card for group 4. Ooh, and the Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay. First position was, what is a story to let go of? And this is the 5 of Pentacles. This is that whole like lack mindset that you're not worthy, that people are leaving you out in the cold, that you have no support, no help, that you are stuck where you are, that you can never rise above this situation. This is all those things, all those things. This is the story to let go. This is also my pile. I already know, because this is the exact same thing that I'm releasing with this moon. This is like all the things that are attached to us. Sometimes this can be on a DNA level, because sometimes we carry this from past lives because of what we experienced beforehand when it was also low vibrational or low frequency world and low vibrational world. And so sometimes we carry that with us into, you know, the new reincarnations, but it's because we're meant to transcend it. We're meant to learn from those experiences and see how that worked then, and they applied then, but they don't apply now. And then we have 2, what is the story to embrace? Now, this is the interesting thing, because this is the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. And so this is kind of like, it's the idea that people won't come in to like support you. You know, when the 3 of Pentacles is upright, it's like, you know, the combination of all of this, the culmination, I should say, of all of this support and energy for you. And so, and the squirrel symbolism on here is talking about how, like, you know how they collect their nuts and they nuts. I'm such a child. Jesus. So you know how they collect and they stock up? It's funny because they say to, like, I always remember this joke, even though it doesn't really apply, but they say sometimes they bury their nuts in certain places and they forget about them. And that's why we always have these abundant forests, because it was all these nuts that they forgot about and they grew. But I don't know. But usually the symbolism of the squirrel animal totem. It has to do with stocking up, learning to accept the process of building. It's kind of like the slow build, if I'm honest, and really like allowing that to grow from a root level, from a very deep rooted fundamental level. But it's a strong root. And then also too, like, I'm getting the sense of trying to balance yourself with different perspectives, trying to come to a balanced state when there's like multiple different perspectives trying to come in. um just know that in the traditional tarot deck, usually you're going to see like a cathedral, and you're going to have like three different looking people helping to build this beautiful cathedral. But the individual people are indicative of the uniqueness that each of us brings to a situation. So when usually, yeah, so when people come in with information, just know, like, even if they're challenging, their personalities are challenging or it's difficult, just know that their perspective is just as important as yours, and this is what you need to learn from. The relationships are really like a deep learning aspect. And then the third position is saying, where am I called to learn? And this is the Knight of Pentacles with the Four of Wands. And again, we have in this deck, the Knight of Wands is on a squirrel. So this is big animal totem energy for this group. And the the Knight of Pentacles is a slower moving knight. Usually, I think they're the slowest of all of the knights. And so it's usually talking about the um the process that takes a while. There's no real instant gratification. And so sometimes you're really it feels like you're being tested, because your patience is being tested. But there's, like I said, with the Four of Wands coming out with this night in particular, it's saying that this is a very lasting, this is a really great union of people coming together, and that it takes time to really develop. And really, it's like wine, you know what I'm saying? When you really want your red to taste good, that, like, let that sit for a bit, you know what I mean? Let it develop, because and then the longer you wait, the better it gets, right? That's the saying here. That's what this is really showing you. um this also really makes me think a lot about relationships as well. I'm kind of getting like a little bit of relationship vibes on that one. So if you're considering a new relationship maybe, or yeah, possibly twin flame, yeah, allow for the process to unravel the way that it needs to, which might be slow and steady. For the fourth position is what can help me better understand myself. And this is the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is upright. And the Eight of Cups is, oof. You know, I'm getting a lot of like, I'm getting a couple different messages. Okay. One of the biggest messages I'm getting for this one is, when you walk away from something, try not to look back. That's one of the biggest messages, because I think like there might be that feeling with this group in particular. This is the only time I've really seen this kind of image. See how he is staring at the cups that are like spilt over in front of him. So, well, he's looking at these too, my bad. But all of these are already spilt, right? This person's already been patient, stuck through it, and they know it's time to walk away. That's usually the Eight of Cups. This is like, I know it's time to walk away from something, but this card is showing me this person's really looking back at it. And this is like the whole like living in the past kind of mentality, not really allowing yourself to fully move forward. So I really do think it's important for you to see that it's time for you to embrace fully the choice that you need, that you know you need to make, especially if you need to walk away from something. I mean, you're really being supported in that way. And not to mention that there's going to be some information that'll come through, especially when you make the choice, that will reconfirm that you made the right choice. Like, I'm getting this, if there's something happening here, especially on an emotional level, that's telling you like, I need to just like leave this habit behind, leave this situation behind, leave this relationship behind, whatever it is. Like, there will be some messages also that are going to come in that are going to confirm that this was the right thing that you did. This was the lesson for you to move forward. And but don't keep like glancing back, like checking up on it, like, did I make the right choice? Like, just have the faith that you are making the right choices for yourself. And then you will be shown. It's funny because it's almost like it's saying, when you walk in the faith of this, then you will get the confirmations. Like, I'm getting like this interesting message there. So whatever it is that you're holding on to, something that really like was, it's depleting you. I'm getting like there's a part of you that's maybe malnourished, or not, a part of you that wasn't nourished, a part of the relationship that wasn't being nourished. Is that the word? Nourished? Yeah. So whatever that is, whatever that like felt like it was imbalanced, it wasn't healthy, it wasn't fruitful or something. Yeah. So, what is the truth for me to own? 10 of Pentacles is coming your way. You know why? Because you made the space for it. You walked away, you did what spirit told you, and now here's your super abundant. Look at all the peeps. We all get along. Everybody's happy, hugging each other. The sun and the moons are there on their backs. See, that's a sun, that's the moon. There's another sun, there's another moon. Yeah. Everybody gets along, we all vibe. Yeah. High vibing, having a good time. This is the ultimate abundant card, because this is like on the emotional scale just as much as it is on the material scale. So you're like, if you had the 10 of Pentacles, that would be a different story, because it's more so like material based. When you have the 10 of Cups, this is when you're being shown like that's the highest level of abundance you can achieve. Hi, Kate. Hi, honey. Sorry, my little doggy's here because he needs attention. Look at his little faces, and he's so cute. Okay. All right. Last card. What is helpful for me to affirm? And this is the Ace of Cups in reverse, actually. So it's time for you to say that I'm worthy. I I allow for like self-care. I self-care. I provide time to self-care. I do all the things to fill my own cup. I will always be abundant. I will always take care of myself. Like I was saying, I was tapping into this weird sense of like something's malnourished or something like that, or like not. Yeah, there's a lack of reciprocation here. So this is saying like it's time for you to see that you can provide for yourself, and therefore you will bring in people that will treat you the same, that will care for you the same way. Like, this is just how it works. As above, so below, as within, so without. So the more that you dedicate to yourself and allow yourself to accept that you're going to fill your own cup, then it will overflow and you can share that with other people. And then it will be reciprocated, because that's how the law of attraction works. Yeah. Good messages, good affirmations. Shh, 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 sweetie. We already went potty. Oh boy. Here we go. Okay, guys. Bless you. Yeah, he's got to go. Okay, oh my God. Thank you so much. That was the longest reading I've ever done in my life. Thank you for waiting. Those are my final messages. for everybody for group 4. Thank you guys for being here. I really, really enjoyed myself. I hope you did too. Oh, thanks for the heart. I'm going to take my spotlight off so I can see everybody. All right. So yeah, if you guys got to run, please do so. Like I said, I'm recording this, and so I'm going to post it on YouTube and then send it out. I'm going to email blast it out. Did everybody did all the messages resonate or not really? Or like, how are we feeling? I got a thumbs up from Doug. Aaron Rose. All right. Thank you. Thank you too, Joe. Love you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Did everyone see Rochelle's? Yeah, the words chaos and hope, interchangeable, two sides of the same coin. And the song Ribs by Lord. Is that right? What's that song? Oh man. Okay, yeah. And okay, thanks, Sydney. Yeah. Yeah. Let go. You guys can chat if you want. It's okay. I feel like I'm just like running my mouth and it's all like mumble jumble and I'm not making any sense. All right. Well, I really appreciate you all for being here. Sincerely, I really do. This has been so fun. I feel really abundant today. If you guys are interested, I'd like to extend my invitation for personal readings that relate to this moon energy. I'm doing like a $50 tarot spread. It's still going to be a full spread. So $50 for tarot one-on-ones, and you'll get the full spread still because it's in connection to the moon energy. So if you just want a little bit extra personalized message in fuller detail, you know how I am about my details. I'm offering that. I'm extending it for one more week because the energy is potent. It's so potent. Let's see. And then yeah, hit me up, you guys. I want to know how you're all doing. How are we hanging in there? Like I know everybody's transforming and going through their little processes, and just hit me up, you guys. Send me a little DM. I know I'm MIA, but I'll always check your guys' messages. Always, always, always. And I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I gotta take my little boy out for another walk. I think he's gotta do a number 2, if I'm honest. So I should probably go. It's been a while. You poor thing. Yes, you do. You gotta go potty. Okay. Well, I hope it's okay, you guys. I'm gonna stop the recording.